Boom, boom. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another game of Siege, the Playday-7 of the Nova tournament, where we'll be seeing yet another lovely game come ahead of us. Tiaki and I again, yet for a lovely game of Siege. We've seen some very exciting games already, but moving into the next one that you're excited for specifically is Trident versus Riot.
Well, I mean, you look at both of these two teams, right? Trident versus Riot, and what we have seen so far in these matches tonight. Trident coming off, I believe it was a loss last week. Let me just double check on
win.
that.
It was a
win last week.
A very strong win. Trident currently being on a very, very good streak.
Oh,
they picked up.
My apologies. Well, 7-3 so far. It was yet last week for Trident, so they seem to be getting their strides back in. They seem to be understanding the way that they need to approach the play, and obviously you have Riot Gaming also coming off a win, but a very close win last week up against Arena, so they are still probably in the best position coming into this. Everyone should still be on the side of Riot, but I'm feeling like it's a 60-40. I think Trident, considering the way the night's gone, I actually feel like it's going to be more Trident-sided just for this evening. Regardless, moving into the map bans, as we will quickly have a look here. Be jumping on to the good old Chalet, a map that both of these teams know very well. Border, Bank, Skyscraper, and Clubhouse coming in as the main bans. On the opposite end, Cafe, Theme Park, Oregon, and Villa being banned off by Riot. And good old Chalet. Defense is going to be going over to Trident. Now, these two teams, we've seen them. We love them. What do you think is going to happen this evening, Elijah?
Now, judging from the past things that I've seen, my guess, it was for Trident. Not only do they have that comfortability of starting out on that defense, but I do believe, off of my memory, KJ and I had a little bit of a chat with Sal E, which is the coach for Trident, and he's been cooking. You know, he's been feeding his boys something special, and they've been on a very, very good streak at the moment. They haven't let anything slip those last 3 or 2 games they've had. I mean, and again, unlike Chalet, you're starting out on defense. They're here to bring it really strong, but Riot, they're going to have to work just as hard if they hope on ending the reign of what Trident's success has been so far. But what a map to do it on, Chalet.
Well, welcome to one of the favorite maps that we have seen in the competitive scene for a pretty long period of time. A lot of teams seem to love this match for multiple different reasons, as we will move in and start ourselves off here with the map ban straight off the bat. Bunch of cams coming in. Looks like the side of Riot don't really want to show their cams, and it is unlucky for them. But on the opposite end, Trident, Zebi, Taz, PU, Shuri, and Sweat coming in for their team. Now, first ban coming through will be the Flores. That is good for utility denial. He is gone, so he will not be available. Second ban most likely to be either the Dokkaebi or the Knock. We've seen them being banned a lot more often than Thatcher on this map, as Thatcher is normally countered by the different sort of setups and the different sort of playstyles that are brought in by teams. Ying being brought in as the second ban for the attacking phase. Now it comes down to the defensive side. And I mean, when you talk about bans, you expect Azami's ban to be significant. But what do you expect the final ban to be here, Elijah? I'm betting Solus.
There are so many things. Like, you could get rid of the Solus, absolutely. That util, like you said. Yep, there we go. There goes the Solus. Util being a very strong aspect of majority of the maps. It is kind of the meta at the moment to use the Solus, so getting rid of her is definitely going to help you a lot. But what that does is that leaves the potential for Valkyrie cameras to stay up as well. You didn't get rid of that Nox, so you need to be a little bit careful of your solar push as well. But I do like the bans. They have been placed there for a specific reason. Getting rid of those terror drones that Flores has is definitely going to help you in terms of your defense, especially when you're playing that bar side, because a lot of the times you'll need to keep those deployable shields up on top of that mezzanine, as well on top of that blue stairs, if you hope on adding any congestion to the players who are taking office and pushing out from that piano as well. But you're going to start off your very first round on a tertiary site of that kitchen dining, I believe, unless they went to bar and they just quickly rotated across. No, it looks like the kitchen dining across. They've got so much util to work with in terms of holding up this top floor as well. You've got Pew, which is already setting up those black mirrors as well. You got Castle as well to cut off and make some chokeholds as well. So they're definitely not looking to give up this top floor without taking up some damage themselves.
Well, as you can see as well, the extension once again coming into play, as it will be set for upstairs and possibly also library. Library's quite often used by a lot of these teams, but it doesn't look like Shuri is going to get too aggressive for Trident too quickly. On the opposite end, we've got a bunch of team members from Riot starting to make their way up, starting to make their push be known. Flux is going to be droning straight through, trying to identify the exact position of one. Rilla's actually going to take quite a considerable amount of damage so early into the round. That's actually quite significant. As Cyro, he'll start making his push in. Look and see if he can spot.
It right.
Hey, I got it right.
Yeah, you gotta
Man, that's gonna haunt me for the rest of my days, I swear to God. Regardless, Rilla is gonna be able to try and remove this shield. Unfortunately, will miss it at the current stage, thanks to that Wamai being brought in to play. But this is kind of a bit of a slowdown for Riot. They haven't really been able to make too much of an aggressive play, too much of a push so far. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's really hard for them to do anything, especially with the dedication that Trident has dedicated to upstairs. Papa to take out the first blood, and that'll be Rella to lose his life early on, thanks to the balconies of the bathroom. I believe that pick came from as well. Cyro trying to do some drone work, and they've managed to open up that main wall as well. Now it's all about locating where these last few players are before you try to dedicate to get that kit down. They've still got a minute 20 left to work with. With a nice bait onto the clone is going to work well. You're able to clear out some of that util early on in your favor, so you don't have to worry about that any longer. I do believe that was their only C4 in the pocket as well, so that clears up a lot of potential in terms of trying to get this kit down. Now Tesla is going to do a lot of drone work to spot out that mirror where his place is at, but they can get their kit underway in just any second. You can tell. Look at Knock. She's made her way down into the... She's looking to go up these west main stairs now. If they're too unaware.
Well, the nade's going to be sent through. Will not pick up anyone in their position just yet. Cyro looking to see if he can spot out PU. Will not be made too much. Will he be able to throw a nade? He probably could throw a nade, but it's not going to be made just yet. Sweat able to pick up one onto as Flux will find the first as the diffuser's going to start to be put down. But what an interesting position to put it in. This is a back and forth. Flux is able to find two. Cyro is able to find one as well. Sweat back and forth. Plant's going to be attempted. Cy will put it down, but Sweat, the man that you're looking for to hold it fully, is able to find the kill. And Trident will take it up. First round in the bag.
You can tell the hype that was on his face as soon as he was able to clutch that for his team, and that's Trident getting their very first round in the pockets, and they're quite happy about that. It started off on a tertiary side as well. That's a good statement to make. You now get to go play the sites that everyone is traditionally more comfortable in, and you can tell that they've been working their chalet. They know what they're doing. They start off on the tertiary sites, now they move to a more comfortable site. Bar is still a little bit tertiary, but not too much so. It is one of the more that has been played, especially with this meta currently.
Definitely quite a common site being played. The gaming bar and, well, it is gaming and bar. is quite a common site. It is just one of the easiest sites. A lot of teams nowadays don't like to lock down the master. They try to avoid going anywhere near it, anywhere close, but then again, sometimes it is good to just go back to common sites. It is good to just shut it down and make it nice and easy. However, we've seen a lot more of that bottom site being put into play. Now we're starting to see the push from Riot making their way up. A lot to clear and a lot to play on. Flux actually has one of the best drones in the business, able to spot out Zebby without any sort of movement. It won't provide too much as he'll just fall off that angle. Rella will make his way up. Does need to be careful in case there's another person in this position, but it doesn't look like there will be just yet. Drones will still be flickered and still be checked, as now they'll start making a way up, but Zebby is able to spot out one. Rilla is going to be taken off the board straight off the bat, and this is not what was being expected from Riot, as right now they seem to be in a world of trouble.
Riot are trying to work their ways to get that refrag, but he's able to rotate away unpunished. No refrags to go out just of yet, and it looks like they're stalling out a little bit against the defensive Trident. They're not letting themselves have any room to breathe at the moment, so they're struggling out. They've got nothing left to work with. They've got a lot of intel though in terms of where the positions are placed for the side of Trident, but they can't really act on it just of yet. They need to work on clearing out this util first. Now Shuri is working on top mezzanine, accompanied by Pew as well, to add a little bit of a crossfire advantage, but he's got those Wamires to help him hold this position for even longer. Az is going to take a huge chunk of HP into the kitchen short, but no kills to go out. You can't get any position filtered out.
Well, right now, last minute and 15 seconds. Taz is set for the push coming in from Az's. Flux is going to be up top, looking to see if he can try and make a play onto Pew, but it's not going to come through just yet. The nades will be there. Here we go. A lot of utility is going to be removed. Nade will go through. I don't think it was able to secure it. Second nade will go in. That should be able to secure the shield, but it's not able to. The Wamai still in play. Tesla's able to take out Shuri, but Pew's able to take out Cyro. Flux is able to take out Pew. Taz is able to take out Azaz. This is such a back and forth. Bloodsheds be gone. Zebby's going to take a little bit of damage. Not enough to make the kill. Not enough to confirm it. Tesla needs to work with his teammate. They know where they are. They know the positions of these players. But it looks like Flux, he's trying to spot off Sweat. And Sweat is in such a good position, so hidden, that he can't find the kill. 15 seconds remaining. He's going to have to jump down towards main. It's already being watched. Sweat's in that position. Papa Taz is still holding off sight. The pick's going to come through. He's going to be taken down. No jump in's going to be made, but it's going to be picked. As Zebby will find the kill. And Trident, surprise, surprise. We talk about underdogs doing well so far in this week, in this play day, and it appears that they are absolutely smashing it.
And what did I say? Right? Sally is feeding these boys something different. These last few play days, they have just been so on top of their defense, their attack. They've got a really good streak going for them at the moment, and they're on the run up. You know, they might be 9th place, but they're looking to climb so high that they could potentially be, you know, showing it up to the big dogs, as they are one of the teams that 7-0'd the I believe what was first place. It is now 2nd. So Trident, they're looking good. You know, they're looking spicy. They want to climb this ladder, and they're putting in all the work, the time, and the effort to do so. Riot, they need to step up.
I think what's looking is the most terrifying is they came in as an underdog absolutely to this entire thing. It was this entire competition that they came in as a question mark. Where will they place? Where will they go? And after the first few games, a lot of people cast them aside. They weren't doing well. They weren't able to work together in the right fashion. And now all of a sudden, it's just been win after win after win. It is not something that you normally see from teams of this caliber to just suddenly go from 0 to 100. It does not happen. But for some reason, Trident, they are, and you can put it down to Sal, but it may not just be him. For some reason, right now, this team is an absolutely dominating force. And it shows. I mean, Sweat's got 4 kills. Pew's got 2 kills. Taz has 2 kills. Zebby has 2 kills. And yes, Shuri doesn't have any kills. But everything that he's done throughout this game has kept people alive. And kept getting info. I mean, right now, he's playing Valkyrie. The amount of black eye cams that they're currently out is going to be huge.
I've got to agree, you know, if you're talking about stats, especially in the comp scene, like you were mentioning, he might have 0 kills, but if you got to speak about stats, his cost would be insane. And for those who don't know about cost, it is essentially the impact that you have in the round. Now, that is the stat that is most important, because you can have all those kills in the world, but if you've got a player on your team who has a really high cost, who is enabling you to get those kills, that is what matters in the end. You can see Thatcher, he's trying to do some work under the main wall, but thanks to the Cade doing some cost himself, he's able to make it really hard for him. He's trying to do a little bit of a Cade trick. Unsuccessful for the second time though, as the Habanas are able to clear it up nice and easy. X-Cairo is doing their work to create an avenue and an angle for Tesla to be able to potentially find himself a pick. He does see one at the back, but a C4 is going to be ripped, but nothing to connect just yet though, as he is safely behind this half wall here. Flashes and grenades are going to be cooked. Nothing to come of it thanks to the ADS being really nicely placed thanks to Sweat. But Cyro, he's going to take a little bit of damage himself. But the nice lurk of Az is able to find a kill onto Zebby. Nice little frag grenade to go up as well. But Pew to trade it back, but Flux not going to let it slip too far though, as he finds a kill back onto Pew. Take it to a 3-3 now as Papa, he finds a pick of his own. Now there's only 31 seconds left for both of these teams to collapse together, but Flux, he's going to be playing this piano short. He's going to have to try to deal with Papa, who's there. He's ready for the swing as well, but he's low HP, so he can easily be dealt with if you've got the right amount of timing. Now the main breach is open. You've pushed in deep to try and go for the defuse, and is going down as well, but Az is doing a lot of pressure as well to be able to find a kill into Papa. Cyro to fall as well, but Ace is to clear it up to find yet the 3rd kill in the round.
And there you go.
To their favor.
And there you go.
Wow.
Right then and there. Trident seemingly slipping out of the gate once they go to a site that they know that they can and have commonly held. It is not a common site to play on because of the fact that people have played on it so much. They know how to attack it, they know how to defend it, and they know how the defenders are going to attack it, essentially. Especially in the replant situation. So the choice here, immediately go back downstairs. It is a good decision, it is a good idea, and I respect that concept from Trident. They want to get those 4 rounds down nice and quick, nice and easily, in comparison to going back upstairs, getting everything set up once again, and cutting off all of these angles that they seemingly lost in the last round. Even though it was small, even though there wasn't a lot, it just kept happening. For now, however, Riot, they were able to win the round. That's the momentum shift that they were looking for. So now, hopefully, they can start searching for more. But Trident, I'm still surprised at how quickly and how well they've started off their game so far. They know how to cut this off nice and easily. So the question is, Riot, what do you answer with?
Well, we'll have to see how they can do against the defense onto the kitchen as well. Looks like they're going for the same sort of push, but it's also the same narrative for Trident. They are doing the same sort of hold. Interestingly enough, though, they haven't bought the castle, which they bought it last time. Instead, they decided to bring a mute to try and close off some of those potential dronings, which is what helped them out last time, right? But they are going for a library across, being very thorough with their drones as well. Ace is setting up some pre-places to potentially make it easier for him to go for that late lurk, which is what he did last time to try and get up those west main stairs. Now that'll probably be his main objective for this round. But you can see the intel from Riot is really, really hard focused at the moment. And as going to reign true is Tesla, already finding the very first pick into the round and opening up the opportunity to open up that mezzanine main wall. And that'll create a lot of pressure onto the players who are holding up here.
Well, when you've got two players and the players like Zebby and the players like Sweat holding up top, I don't think it's too much of a massive concern. You've still got the backup, you've still got the powerhouses in their position. But with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining, maybe it might be better to give away this position. Maybe only play on it for another 20 or 30 seconds more before you decide to move back in towards the site. You know that it's about to be opened up, and you know that people are going to gain just that little bit more info and a little bit more of a casual play style. For now, 4v5, one player is going to be going underneath. It will be Az's looking to see if he can push up, try and identify where Pew's position is going to be. Papataz has rotated back down towards the site, but immediately picked back up. Cyro able to find the kill there. As now it all comes down to the way that PU plays. He needs to be able to find these kills, but they're starting to move players up into the hallway, or at least looking to do so. First kill will not come out, as Flux will be able to find the kill onto Pew. Zebby's able to find the first counter pick. He's got a lot more to search. Needs to find at least 3-4 people, but Sweat's going to be taken down as well. Zebby will be the last member alive. Needs to clean it up. He's got 4 members from the side of Riot to find. The drop may be his death, but it doesn't look like he's going to be dropping just yet. Trying to find that player sitting ever so close on the wall. He will be able to. Tesla going to be taken down, but with the position, with the setup, there's no way to look at it.
Well, looks like some adaptation is coming out from Riot as they're being able to find rounds now, and they'll take it to an even 2-2 now as we go down back to Bar Gaming for potentially Trident finding themselves another round, hopefully, as they did an unsuccessful defense on what they won in the beginning. Trident struggling it out this time. Now, it was a little bit different for them. Now, last time, I believe they had some denial that helped them. This time, they didn't really bring that. They tried to off just for the kills instead. They did have some C4s, but they used them early on. So when it came to the initial take, they had nothing. It was just a little bit of a kill box for them. Riot being able to capitalize on that and find themselves around to bring it back to a 2-2. We're going to have to change it up just a little bit this time, and you can see that it's already coming into effect as Papa is choosing to bring the denial of the smoke this time. They're already doing their extension upstairs to hold this mezzanine. And I'm liking it.
Well, that's what you want to see. And you want to see adaptation. You understand that the defending team, after they experience you once, they're going to adapt their playstyles to accompany you once again. That's why most teams decide to choose the same site twice and sometimes lose the same site twice. It depends on the way that the team adapts towards it. Looks like at the moment Riot seemingly want to go for these more aggressive sort of play styles. They don't want to play it slow. They don't want to take their time clearing these angles. And I mean, you can already see it, especially with the way that Sweat is playing. He's expecting the push to come in from Bathroom, from Solarium, and he is even looking to get a little bit aggressive. Will hear the drone, will not be able to pick it up. Needs to be careful of the player outside to his right. He's not going to hear him. Back and forth goes through! But there's Sweat when you need him, able to find the kill. Cyro off the board, as now he can just wait for the player, and that is one of the best 180 flicks I've seen in a long time. As the jump over goes through, Aziz is going to be taken down as well. It's down to 3 players. Tesla's going to go all the way to the bottom. Flux looking to clear up that top floor as well with Rella, but you've already lost 2 members, and Sweat's just fallen back into sight. There's not much you can really do.
He's definitely had a huge impact on this round. Being able to get away successfully is just not a good look for Riot at the moment. Taking out 2 players and being unpunished, it's just not where you want to be. So they're in a really rough position of a 3v5 now, and Sweat, all he needs to do is chill out and have a little bit of a kickback in sight now. Rella being aware of his position on top of blue stairs. He needs to try and clear up that, but he's got minimal utility to do so, especially if you're accompanied by these Wamais as well. ADSs, I believe there are 2 under that display window. He is really stalling out. He's got nothing left to work with. Pushing here, you're definitely going to meet your demise in the end. So very hard for these players to have any footing at all with only 50 seconds left. The smoke canisters are rolling out. The ADSs are stopping you from getting any entry, as well as the Wamais. The Flux is going to do all he can. He's going to push down these blue stairs, as it was given up previously, as there were only 30 seconds left. All you need to do is kick back and hold. Trying to play the slow game. Trying to act all quiet. You did get yourself some footing though, but Zebby and Papa are going to find some 2 crossfires to clear up. Leave Tesla all alone in a 1v5, and Trident, they're looking to get their flawless. They're hungry. They're feeding it. And they're going to get it. Zebby to close it out. A flawless for Trident.
Well, Trident well in control so far on this map. 3-2 as we move into the final round. Basement wine, basement, or correction, first floor kitchen, first floor dining is what I saw before we made the switch up. So few of the cams have unfortunately stopped working, but we've still got Zebby, Pew, and Shuri. If Pew's just staring into the distance. So it looks like, unfortunately, Zebby is the only... he's the man of the hour. He's the man that everyone wants to watch and everyone wants to see. But for now, Trident, they will be setting up upstairs. It looks like they've gone for the master hold as usual. Zebby, how are you doing on this fine evening, my friend? You're looking absolutely beautiful. The only one we can only see. But in terms of the half, in terms of the setup for now, Sweat 6-3, Papa Taz 4-3, Zebby with 6-3, Pew with 3-4, and lucky but not least 0-4 for Shuri, as it looks like these 2 teams are well set and ready to go for the final round before the half does the switch over. 4-2 is the score that Trident are looking for. Riot Gaming, they are looking to do a 3-3 and hoping to just continue keeping Trident in check. But then again, how do you keep the players all ready to go? How do you shut
See
down?
how they can pull it up. I mean, they're playing so well at the moment, so Riot, they need to sort of focus on not stalling out, and they are bringing the right amount of util to do it this time, actually utilizing that Thatcher ability, as well as the Thermite. That'll definitely help you in terms of saving time for this Cade trick. You can see Pew, he set himself up to do. Now, he did it unsuccessfully last time, so you can imagine that Riot are able to do it successfully again with no mistakes, but it's really easy to do when you've got Thatcher to your ability as well. I mean, Thatcher having that large radius, you can't lose there. I mean, you got to be really, really hard to lose out. A sort of Cade trick to there. And look at it, all the EMPs successfully opened up in the first few seconds of the round. This is where you want to be. You see, Flux is a little bit wary of some cameras, which the black eyes will be available as well. They do have the IQ, so they're going to need to get Rella onto that, just to make sure that they aren't being fed information that'll potentially bite them in the behind before. But we've seen this happen. Flux playing that main wall. Cade behind the half wall as well, ready for the C4. Oh, he's already used it by the looks of it.
Yep, C4 has been used. It's out of the equation, but Zebby is still available with that C4 for now. They'll spot off possibly one in the position towards B site. Will not be able to spot his feet, but right now 5v5. The kills are going to start coming, and they're going to go through it quick. Az is able to find Papa Taz. Tesla able to take down Pew. Shuri able to take down Az's. Flux is able to take down Shuri. 2v4 situation. Push is going to come in. Nitro will come from below. Zebby's able to find 2. It's Flux and Cyro, as Rella will cover the plant. It's going to be attempted and be completed. Sweat, the only man sitting upstairs. So it looks like Rella, he's just going to fall off this position. He can play from outside. Zebby knows and can hear the player there. The peek will come in. Sweat's able to confirm the kill. The player's on the outside. Zebby will find him. And Trident will go 4-2. as they secure the round in flawless fashion.
Defender mission successful.
That's the split you want for Trident at the moment, being so successful on your defense, and you can imagine it's going to be double so for their attack, because we've seen in the past that if Trident are good at anything, it is their attack hard. Now they're going to have to prove that on their half, on Chalet, up against Riot, but Riot are pretty good at defense. You know, they are that 6th place. They are higher than them on the scoreboard at the moment, and how Riot defend. They do have the capability there to bring it back, but you can't let anything more slip to Trident. Trident, they have a really strong motion build for them at the moment. You need to shut them down.
It's definitely the more difficult asking for Trident in this situation. They have nothing to lose. Riot have it all. If they cannot secure this win, they will be in the dumps, in a little bit of a terrible position. But for now, we can already see a bit of a switch up. They realize exactly which site this one is going to be. Pew's going to be jumping on to the Bark, Papataz jumping on to the Thatcher, Zebi jumping on to the Dokkaebi. And it looks like the annoying operator will be brought back into play. I thought that was a snub-nosed barrel there for a second coming in from Zebi. But it looks like the drone is immediately going to be used. They need to find out as much info as they can for the players being set downstairs and upstairs. Looks like a lot of players are not really going to be on the roam. You'll still have this extension up and towards Master, so there'll still be a player up there ready for any sort of attempts of pushing in via Solarium. And then he can just choose to fall back straight into Piano. But they may just go straight across. They don't really need to play in the problem areas here. They don't really need to give away themselves too much. But there we go. There's the first one. Tesla's able to pick up one onto Zebi. And that's going to start off the round pretty well for Riot.
Definitely, because you had to get rid of that Doki. That's your global utility already being dealt with this early in the round with no calls to go out, no EMPs or whatever you had in your utility belt to be dispatched. You're going to have no cost in the round, so it's definitely going to be a little bit harder, especially how Riot is roaming at the moment. You've already got a player in basement that you are completely unaware of, so it's going to bite you in the behind thanks to not having those Dokkaebi calls up. But you have to be a little bit more careful on how you use these pre-placed drones and dedicate that last player to watching that flank, because Az's, he's on the works.
On the works, he sure is. With 1 minute and 15 seconds, he's going to start making his way towards this back stairs. The drones are going to start coming through. Will be spotted out. Sweat knows his enemy's position. As they always say, they know where they are because they know where they're not. And the peak's going to come through upstairs. It's actually going to spot out one, but it's just the drop down. How is that not a kill confirmed? Regardless, Sai is going to be dropped down. Flux is able to find one onto Shuri. Pew's going to jump in, or Pew, sorry, should I say. He's going to be able to jump in. Cyro's be able to be picked back up. They know that the players are upstairs. If they can pick up this diffuser, they can move it to a more favorable area. Got to remember, this is a 4v2. They need to be careful about putting down a plant. Pew is going to try and cut it off, but the drop will come in. Pew's able to take out one, but he needs to find more. Rella's just going to run straight in. Triple kill for him. And that will be that, as Riot will take the third round. Or their third round, I should say.
It's good for them being able to find a round for themselves and shut down the motion that Trident has set so far. They'll take themselves around and leave themselves exactly one behind Trident, not let them get too far ahead of them, as they've been able to get their first round on their defensive half and show us that they are just as good as Trident when it comes to defending Chalet, and they're going to have to try to prove that as they go to Kitchen Dining next. Now, I like the differences between Riot and Trident in terms of defending Kitchen and Dining, because when we got to see Trident defend it, They weren't focusing too much on that denial and slowing them down, but this time, when we go on the switch half, you can see Riot, they're bringing so much util for that. We've got the yokai drones that Tesla is running onto that Echo. We've got the mirror as well, which is a scary sight to see, but Flux is also on the smoke, which we didn't get to see Trident run on their half. It's a missed opportunity.
Well, smoke, as we see in a lot of these teams, they are well prepped up for a lot of the position and the charges coming in from Riot and obviously Trident in these situations. But Riot, they've shown that they can shut down the sites if they choose to. 150%. They can shut down the sites. It all just depends on how they end up playing. So, for now, Riot well in control. Trident looking to see if they can possibly find an angle or some position where they can spot off a few kills, make it really nice and easy for their team. It all depends on the movement, on the position, on the players. Will it be there or will it be left? It looks like Tesla will be able to spot out one. That will be at least Zebby's little drone. Has brilliant!
You hate to see it. Oh,
the
no.
drone peak, as well known on this map. That drone peak is 100%. But now they need to start moving to get control of the upstairs. Vertical play is a big thing in a lot of these series. And for Trident, it is the best way to go. They've got so much hard breach, especially bringing the Ash and Pew with the breaching charges. They should be able to identify and figure out the best way to make the push here. However, slow it is. It looks like Papataz has actually made maybe a slight mistake bringing the EMP grenades. But now, looks like Pew, he's going to be on the outside looking to jump in from the back of Trophy. They need to clear these three players upstairs. Azaz is able to find a second. You leave him unchecked, he's going to absolutely dominate you. And right now he can just fall back knowing that he's already caused so many issues for the enemy team. He's going to get caught as well. Azaz on a triple kill, running it all up, running it all around, playing the best game he possibly can. The peak's gonna come out. Cyro getting a little bit aggressive. Just a little bit.
He's a little ambitious. He wants to open up some opportunities for his teams, but it's gonna leave it one less now. They've got one player to remove if you want to get to an even 3-3 with only 30 seconds left. There's a little bit much to ask, but it's completely doable if you can get the surprise attack on Riot Games. Made your way inside. You're able to get the very first pick, Diva down to a 2v2. Pew's going to immediately get traded though as Azaz finds the kill. And that'll be the fourth in the round. Azaz trying to go for the ace, and he'll get it successfully.
Absolutely brilliant play there from Azaz. Ace-Su on the board. Good old Ace being brought in, and Riot are looking terrifying right now. Their ability to control this map has been so significant for round number 9. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, Elijah. I'm scared. Scared for Trident right now.
They definitely got a lot of work to do in terms of finding their footing again against Riot, because at the moment, Riot, they're looking really strong on this defense. It looks like they might be more comfortable than Trident. But Trident, they need to work on their attack just a little bit more. Maybe they're just finding a little bit of struggle in terms of finding their momentum, maybe their confidence. They need to sort of read into how Riot are playing their defense, and I bet they can work from there. But for the moment, Trident, they're struggling. They're stalling out.
10 seconds to insertion.
Well, the longer
this game is close.
The longer that they stall, the more players can get warmed up and get online. And so far in their position, it looks like Riot has started to warm up and started to play like they normally do. They have the setup, they have the lockdowns, they have the they have the angles watched. Literally every single angle is constantly set and watched. So it does beg the question of how is Trident going to approach this. Right now, doesn't look like there's going to be anyone pressing or approaching even the library area, as they've got most of their players downstairs. Sweat, he needs to be careful of the 2 players up above and the 1 player that's on his own floor. I believe that it is actually as he will move back towards the side, able to spot out 1. Sweat is, but he will not be able to spot out any more than that. The pre-fire will come through, but Sweat's able to find the kill. That's the man that you want to take out. 10 and 5. Azaz is going to be removed off the board. 2 minutes remain. What will happen here?
Syro has dropped back into the dining to try to get the refrag of his beloved teammate, but nothing to go at just yet. But he has set himself up in a nice position of a potential flank if he plays it so ever smartly, but nothing to come of it just of yet. Looks like Trident are trying to set themselves up for the attack at the moment. They've got all the util to do so. Only the grenades, but they've got the thatchers in hands as well to help with those main walls. But hasn't chosen to go open it yet. They're just being really wary of their times, and it looks like they're setting up for a really fast execute. Sweat has got his breach charges out, opposite of the castle onto the piano single. And Shuri is ready as well. He's put himself up in a good position, but he chooses to jump into display. Tesla go with the swing, but Zebi's trying to look like he can get the engagement, and he wins it in the end. They'll take it down to a 5v3, but Rella, he'll try to even things out again. No. Won't work too much though, as Shuri's able to find a frag grenade for himself and leave Rella and Syro alone in a 2v4. 56 seconds
Syro!
Syro's in a good position to find a double! And it'll take it back to an even 2-2 for both of these teams. And Arella with a nice shot through into the single piano window will leave it all alone for your Pew to clutch it out. Syro, Arella in really good positions. 38 seconds left for him to work with the diffuser, but Syro's position's going to be given away, but he'll hit the shot through the wall.
And what do you say about that man? What has he done to the enemy team? Why does he exist when you lose your best player, Azaz, who has been doing well and well and well in every single round? Syro comes out of his invisibility, out of his hidden area, away from everyone else, hidden universe, and absolutely dominates Trident, able to find 2 kills in easy succession. And Rella as well, just able to completely cut off any sort of attempt, any sort of hold, any sort of playstyle that was being expected from Trident. And I'll be honest, I just don't know what you can do there. Trident had all the drones, they still had a player who was dead, they had the position, they knew who to play and how to play it in their positions, and they still got caught. First floor bar, first floor gaming will be the second site, but will be the next site. But I'll be honest with you, I'm feeling like it's all done. I'm feeling like that was the statement said. That was what needed to happen for their teams. And right now, moving into round number 10, Riot look like they are in full control. If they can keep Syro, if they can keep Rella, if they can keep Azaz online and up, and Flux as well, that's it. It's over.
They're in a rough spot, Trident, at the moment. They haven't been able to find themselves around yet, and looks like Riot, they're not letting them have any room to get that momentum at all. They don't want them to win a single round on this switch up. Trident looks like they might find themselves losing their reign, which they've had so successfully these last few playdays. Riot looking to climb even higher on the scoreboard and get themselves a nice little point to add to their title. But there's still room to push back. Trident, I know that they can find their grip, and they just need to work for it. They need to want it at the moment. They are bringing the double global utility this time, as well as the sense, so they've got something cooking. They just have to execute it well. Look at that already. Double calls going out, as well as the line scan's going to reveal some of those players as well, not only by the audio cue, but by the ones who chose to continue walking. Sense to cut off the line of sight, Shuri and Pew to capitalize on both of those to pick up 2 kills to leave it down to a 5v3 for both of these players. Tesla, he's remained downstairs. Papa and Flux are going to be able to fall, but leaves it down to Tesla and Cyro. In a rough position, and a beautiful execute from Trident is going to make it even harder for them, as they've got so much util left to burn. Dokubi calls going out, as well as a grenade manages to connect to Cyro. And the position is going to be given away as Tesla, as he is on that low HP. There's nothing you can do but try to get out these frags. He manages to hit the one onto Pew, but you're cooking a grenade. It was almost doable.
Picked it up just in time, took their weapon back for use, and round 11. Round 10 will go over to try and bring it to a 5v5. Round 11 to come onto the board, and it's as I said to you, this is the day of the underdogs. They have all come so incredibly close to winning in this series. Winning in any series so far today. Every single game, the underdog has taken the lead early. Then it's been a comeback situation. But right now, Riot, the momentum is not in their favor any longer. But will they be able to switch it back to their momentum? They only need 1 round to put it into match point. And last game we saw that two rounds were made, and they put it straight to a winning point. And correction, 1 round was made, and they put it to a winning point, and then ended up winning it. So it's going to be such an interesting match between these two teams.
Well, if Trident are good at anything, it is definitely resetting their mental after they've managed to end a momentum that their opposition has had. You know, they're really good at stopping themselves, being like, boom, yes boys, we won that round, that's exactly what we need to do. And they start working on their executes, they get their team morale back up, and from there the communication is key. So they're gonna have to prove that in these next few rounds if they hope on winning it. Is back to that even 5-5 at the moment. Rella already doing some damage to Sweat down at the snowmobile garage, but no kills to connect just yet. Except for him through the wall, I believe, thanks to the pre-placed drone giving away the info. Rella will fall to that, and that's your Warden already being removed from the play. And a really good pick to start us off with.
Yeah, well now the rest of Trident can feel easy knowing that they've removed 1 player off the board. They can start to relax just a slight little bit, but this is still mid-game. There are still 4 players for Riot, and so Trident, they need to be careful about their next few steps. Multiple players are going to be pushing the upstairs, trying to gain, once again, this vertical play that we have seen in quite a significant amount of times. As well as that, you got to remember, Cyro, he's still behind the entire team. Sweat's going to be taken off the board as he can just choose to fall straight back towards the site in his position. 4 players still remain. For both sides, 1 minute and 20 seconds is left as they'll start to make their way upstairs. There's still 2 players in good sets in their positions, as it looks like he's just waiting for someone to make a peek. Please pick this bathroom, he's saying. Please try it. Give me a go. We'll spot the head of one, but the peek's going to be outmade. Taz will realize the position, be able to find the pick. Cyro is going to be taken down just a little bit. Tesla still has the nitro in hand, so he can still wait to use that to his advantage. But this may have waited a bit too long. So maybe he's looking to try and see if he can take down Pew. However, this does look like a kill feed for the ages in their positions. 1 player is going to be on the outside. 25 seconds remaining on the board. They still have full smoke grenades, so this will deny them the ability to make any sort of pushes, any sort of plays early. However, it looks like the second smoke grenade has been put to an off position. They'll start pushing down. Last smoke grenade going to be put into play. They know that one player is off to the right, but he's going to be able to pick up one. Zyro's able to pick up Pew, as immediately Tesla's able to pick up Shuri. It's all down to one. Tesla will confirm it with the shotgun, and match point.
All the pressure's on. What could potentially be the very last round. Looks like we've got a little bit of a disconnect, so we'll have to do a little bit of a pause, potentially, for a rehost by the looks of things. But,
Well,
all in all, the game so far, 5-6, Riot 1 ahead. They've played so exceptionally well so far. I mean, this is different. They're going to end the reign of what Trident is so far, and they'll do it successfully by the looks of it.
Well, I mean, it's still one round difference, and this is, as much as we like to say it, it kind of acts as like a little bit of a timeout, a secondary timeout for both of these two teams. With the rehost coming into play, it means that they can both understand and kind of adapt to the way that this situation has gone. But with the flexibility of Riot, they could be saying, you know what, we're going to go upstairs. Nope, we're going downstairs. So they do have that ability. They have the struts to change it all up in their positions and in their playstyle. But as we said, 5-6, 1 round difference from winning the game, 1 round difference from losing the game. It's not a big problem, and it's not a big scene that you can really find the differences and changes. So I'd say for this last round, it's about a 70-30 that Riot should win this. However, there is still that chance that, obviously, Trident, they have had the control for the first beginning of the game. They know the way that they need to defend. So if it does go into OT, it might be a big problem for Riot. But for now, it looks like it is going to be Riot all the way.
I gotta agree. Yeah, it's looking like it's already like done at the moment. Riot, they've just been so comfortable on their half. Their defense has just been so superior against Trident. They haven't really been able to find their footing. They did manage to get that 1 round, but at the moment, the way that Riot are playing against them, it's looking near impossible. But, you know, it is Siege, anybody's game. I do have it in my hopes that Trident, that was my prediction, that Trident was going to take this win. And I still have it in my heart for them. I love the boys at Trident. I love the coach that they have, Sally, putting in good work. So hopefully it's still doable. So for all the ladies and gentlemen who are watching, we gotta put some love for our boys on Trident at the moment if you're supporting them. But for the Riots one, you got to be happy so far. I mean, they're about to... They got some good rounds.
Well, so far, they've definitely been able to secure quite a lot of what we've been looking for. As I've said, for the entire evening this evening, it has been the underdogs running the show. They have come back in a lot of these matches, and there have been a lot of OTs. So don't get me wrong, but there still is a chance that Trident can push this into OT. It just depends on how they operate, how they play, how they really take to the stars and really take it to go. It just depends on all of that in its honest setup and its honest prediction. Right now, we just saw I believe it was a kitchen dining hold, which means that most likely these two teams are going to end up going downstairs for the final site, or straight upstairs for the final site. Now, straight upstairs, Riot was in a very good system. They were able to pick off as many people as possible, nice and quickly, nice and easily, and it was their round basically coming into their half. And now though, we do have a rehost, so it's a refresh for a lot of the teams. It's a reset for a lot of the teams. So will we start to see a cooling Riot struggle to make their way over, or will we start to see a cooling Trident be able to find that win? It's going to be a very interesting setup. We're just waiting for the team members to jump back into the match, but obviously, with these two teams, my prediction is I kind of want Trident to win.
I mean,
Almost said right.
I do as well. I had my heart on Trident at the moment, and this could be good for them. The rehosts are always good for both the teams to have a little bit of a chill back, maybe reset the mental, talk to their coach, talk to their IGL, you know, get some things fixed. But it is also on the negative side of things, like you said, you can cool down. You know, you won't be as warm going into the next round, and for a round that is this important, especially for Riot being potentially the very last round, it is the one that matters the most. So you need to be a little bit careful on how you approach this next round. Don't do it with so much confidence that you could potentially be cold again. You'll end up losing a gunfight or two, maybe throw a round or not. But I mean, we need to get these players back in so we can get this momentum underway, because you know, we don't want to get cold either. You know, we were excited. We were at the peak advantage of this game. The last thing we need is to.
It's a cold
we're
casting
being teased
desk.
at the moment.
It's a cold casting
It's
casting
a bit
desk.
chilly. We're on chalet as well. It's a little bit snowy at the moment. You know, it's a it's cold
-3.
It's cold winter. Everything's cold. We're going into winter, man.
As it would be, and as it is what it is, really, especially when you're playing on a map like Chalet. But so far from both of these teams, I think you have seen it as well. I was saying previously that a lot of teams don't really like that top floor hold. It just seems to be such a annoying sight to lock down and an annoying sight to play. But it is actually the most common site that you see in a lot of ranked games currently. They choose to go to that site first, then choose to go to the other sites. Yet in competitive play, the normal site which you identified in the second round was that bar and gaming hold. Everyone loves to go to that site and they love to lock it down nice and easy. With the bottom site, a lot of teams have been switching that for the top site. They prefer to play downstairs. It's just an easier hold, an easier time. In terms of this map specifically, in terms of this game specifically, it's been a lot of top floor. I think that could be affecting a lot of the teams. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard that the players are back into the lobby. It looks like we're all ready to go. So let's get into it. Oh, we're almost ready.
Hopefully.
2 seconds.
Almost ready.
3. Do we do a countdown? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Let's get back into it, nice and quickly for the possibly the final round.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Well, match point. Here we go. Possibly the final round. If not, we will be going into the OT stage with both of these two teams as we move in. Here we go. Setup is complete. The players are ready. Who is people voting for? Who are you voting for, chat? Who do you want to win? Let us know immediately as we move in to the preparation phase. The site of choice is going to be Bar Gaming for Riot. They've chosen the site that they have been able to hold twice in a row, or correction, once in a row, and have done it very well when they did. This is what it's all about.
Oh, even I'm feeling a little bit antsy at the moment for Trident. I'm feeling the hype, I'm feeling the pressure for both of these teams. It's getting later into the rounds and they're looking to take us that full distance at the moment. Oh, it's all in all. It's all the biggest round so far.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Well, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. When you leave that timer on the board, it definitely gets us more excited, as it will slowly start to tick down. Now, a lot of intel has already been removed from the side of Trident. They've lost 3 drones so far. So 7 drones will still remain, but for a lot of the members that like to sort of clear and sort of gain info, they don't really have the drones available to make their pushes, I mean, well set, well known. So we're starting to see Sweat will make the jump in. He'll be the first one to start clearing up all of these areas. He'll make his way up towards Solarium. As Riot, they'll also position themselves. It looks like Riot, they're going to be going for more of the bunker take. They want the team to push, but they don't want to peek out enough that they will lose their own players for said push. 2 minutes remaining on the board as we come down. Count it all down for the last minute and 50. And nothing too much has happened, just a bit of map control.
They're doing alright for time for their execute as well. They're going for like the traditional master bedroom and office suite before they take control of the piano, but they have to deal with a player who is top blue. That deployable shield adds a lot of pressure. Thankfully though, they've got Thatcher. I do believe he's on the roof at the moment. You can see him positioned nicely as well that help deal with any of that denial that Wamai and the ADSs from Tesla bring. Zophius is going to help clear out that deployable shield if you manage to do it quick enough before the ADSs reactivate, but Papa's going to be able to find a kill on Torella, and that'll be your Warden already removed from play. You see the stuns coming in to help clear off the shield. He's still playing at the bottom of those stairs, but the grenade's going to clear the deployable shield. Syra is going to remain inside of the library position though, trying to look for a late pick. Looks like they're completely unaware of his position at the moment. Now, if he plays this carefully enough, he might do something insane and have a huge impact on the round. At the moment it looks like they still don't know. They haven't fully cleared it out just yet, so he just needs to play the patient game at the moment. But Sweat's aware and he's able to clear him up without a contest at all, and Pew's going to jump into library. Hatch has already been open and he's going to get some vertical play underway really well in the favor of Trident at the moment, so they might be able to take us that full distance as they've got the kit in hand, but they're trying to go for a little bit of a gaming drop. Thermite going to drop down to the window. Zebi with a nice shot onto Flux. It looks like so those as it is in Tesla comes left, leave it down. Tesla now clean up. Leave it to a 1v4, and Pew is going to take us to overtime match point.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to OT. That means there is a max of 15 rounds available for both of these two teams. They can get to round 15 before the end of it. Now, considering who is on the defense, this should be right designed, right favored, right set up. And that should be the end of it. Right here and now, as we'll start moving in. Defensive side, looks like once again we're going down to the kitchen area. They will be set up to cut off all of these sorts of angles and areas that they could possibly push. The strategy for the side of Trident has been very slow, significant so far in this preparation phase, and in this setup hasn't really been as, as aggressive as they were currently doing. So I'm not sure how it's going to be set up, how it's going to run. For now, right, looks like they're doing a basic sort of setup. You're getting your players set upstairs as well as the players set downstairs to cut it all off. So I'm not too sure. Trident making their way up. They'll look for a pick on this double window. Will not be able to find anything just yet. Now start making a move in towards not the mezzanine, but the fireplace. As they'll spot one player downstairs, and unfortunately for him, he's going to need to identify that he has been spotted out. It is going to be Rella, who's going to fall back off that position, try and see if he can spot someone else in this area. As they will try and see. Doesn't look like it will be anyone just yet. Well, here we go. The player is going to be downstairs. It will be Sai, looking to try and see if he can spot out the push from Rella. It's not going to come in. Correction, from Sweat. The drone is going to go through. They think they know his position. It's going back and forth. And immediately Sai knows the exact position of the player sitting downstairs. The player sitting outside of his window. The back and forth pings are going to constantly give away his position. Needs to be careful about the player at main and on the stairs, and he's going to be found. Shuri able to confirm the kill there.
Reload. Setting a sequential breach. Stinger tracks released.
That's good pinch coming ready.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Good pinching plays coming in, as it looks like Shuri and Sweat will start making their way up Minute and 20 seconds on the board as they look to make the jump in. They look to try and cut off all of these players. Maybe look for a possible plant. Maybe look for a bit of a denial. Doesn't really look like it's going to be made just yet. Still two players playing on the upstairs angle, trying to see if they can spot out any sort of movement. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening just yet, as with 58 seconds they need to start making some sort of plays. Players are going to be moving straight in towards Piano. Able to spot out one, expecting one to be on the right side. That is not true. Now they can fall back towards the site. Nitrocell still available for Tesla if he shall decide to use it. Flux is just going to sit back, and I think Tesla's going to wait until they're directly over Solarium, and then he may look for a play underneath. Smoke grenades are going to come through. But there is the counter smoke coming in from the smoke, as immediately, look at that push. Plant is going to be attempted. The peak's going to be made. Flux is going to push in, confirm the kill. Zebi jumping back and forth. The play is going to be to go prone. Rella's able to find one, needs to find two more. Will spot out one, but he's going to get caught. And Trident will be able to push it to OT match point.
But Trident claim their lead now. And they'll take it to 7-6.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Attackers have located a bomb.
Deploying ADS!
7-6 moment for this very riot.
10 seconds left before
We've got a lot left to do and a lot of pressure for both of these teams. I've hit the peak, especially for Trident. Their morale has got to be higher as they have managed to reclaim their victory and find themselves Riot Gaming at the moment. Riot Gaming, they need to bring it back. This is the round 2. So, but for Trident, to get to defense, which is what they were so comfortable on previously. Have to do a lot of work here. Rella is on the room. Up into the piano was all to try to add some pressure from anybody.
Adding Overwatch.
Well, 7-6, 2 minutes remaining on the board, 5v5. As they start to make their push in from exit snowmobiles, excuse me. Looking to see if they can try and spot off their player inside of B. Won't be found just yet. Here we go. Flux is going to make the jump over, try and see if he can spot someone in his position. Now, on B side, Zebi trying to see if he can spot someone below Rella and Azaz in their position downstairs. Looks like it's not going to be found just yet. And Shiro, he's looking to jump in. And it won't be a jump in made just yet, as it's going to start making his way up towards the blue stairs. But he's waiting with the call. The second that all of his teammates start making the push, he will push as well. just to make it a little bit more confusing for Trident. They've still got a player set upstairs. Here goes the push. Plays are going to start to be made. Sweat's able to pick up one onto Relish. Cyro is able to pick up one onto Shuri and immediately pick back up. Sweat's able to pick up Az's. So 3v3 right now until they can look to pick up one more. Tesla's position is going to be known. He's able to pick up one. Sweat's able to pick up Flux. But there goes the plant once again. Sai is able to pick up one. Zebi's able to pick up the kill on a Tesla. Sweat will pick up the final kill. And that is GG's.
Trident Esports able to pick yet another win in what looked dire for their switch up. They're able to prevail in the end and defeat Riot on a very hard fought Chalet game. 8-6. Look at the colors, the red and the orange. It was consistent for both of these teams, but in the end it can only be one, and that one will be Trident.
Trident able to get the win, 8-6. Huge plays via them. They played so incredibly well in that situation. Had the control, had the shutdown, just knew exactly what they were doing. Now, we do have an interview with one of the members. It will be Sal, who will be jumping in, the coach of Trident here today. And it looks like we're just waiting to confirm that everything is up and running. Everything that we need is good to go. But for now, so far, I mean, that was definitely a big win for Trident. They had the control that was necessary. They had the winning potential just as easily as anywhere else. They knew how to take control of Chalet. They knew how to cut it off completely. And I mean, what do you say about that? Trident currently just a little bit ahead. They seem to do it in every single game. And Elijah, I mean, Riot, how heartbreaking.
It was a very, very hard fought victory for Riot, but we're not here to feel sad about it. We're here to celebrate the victory. So let's welcome Sal E, the coach for Trident. Now, Sal E, welcome back again, yet again. This is becoming a very consistent thing at the moment. How are we doing today, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I think that both teams fought super well, and it was a very close game.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've got to agree, that's for sure. You guys played exceptionally well. A little bit of a struggle on the switch up. Have you guys practiced Chalet a little bit? Were you guys expecting Chalet?
Yeah, I think definitely Riot is a very slippery team to know exactly, especially the roamers. They can just show up in places, and like there was 2 rounds really where Cyro just breaks the advantage we had, where it was a 4v2 and just comes up and up blue stairs and kills it. And you know, while that's obviously on us, it's also like super commendable for him to be able to find those gaps and like actually find those hills and get those frags.
So obviously, Sal, as you're prepping up for going into Chalet, especially against a team like Riot, someone that's done really well in the recent tournaments, they've even won Evo for the LPL back in the day, and they've been doing really well so far this season. What was your thoughts going into the game, going into this game, should I say?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit of a rivalry developing between ourselves and Riot. I think we're trading like official wins back and forth, right? Like we versed them in the regular season in LPL, and we took that series, and then they come back and make a great run into the playoffs, and then again, I think maybe they like, and then for this match, right? Then we beat them here. So like that sort of competition in between, and it can get a little heated, but I think it's all fun at the end of the day.
Exactly, that's the fun part of a very competitive game. I love to see it, that's for sure. But before we head off though, do you have anything you would like to say? Maybe a shout out to the team, or any kind words, or maybe even an egotistical word?
Nah, there's too much ego in OCE anyways, so I'll just go and shout out to once again Trident staying behind us, watching our streams, which is something that is always great to be able to look back on. Shout out to the enemy team, right? Like taking us to 8-6 very well and Riot's one of those teams that like can, take the lead away. And shout out to you guys, right? Like the broadcast, the whole production crew. There's a lot of, that goes behind the scenes, and yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Sal. Always good to see you, and we'll catch you again next time. Well, that was a very, very close game, and that seems to have set the pace of today all in all. Just close games all in all. Just every single one of them has been just more exciting than the last and even closer than the last. So if you guys are excited, we still have one more game of today that you guys can be keen for. So if you guys are ready for that, feel free to stick around. We'll see you guys again in just a little while as we go to a little bit of a break. But like I always say, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and we'll see you soon.
Peace out, guys.